Hey, Sand Shark fans, and welcome to a special edition 2021 Media Day for Baseball. I'm here with Tavaris Terrell Cup and the first-year head coach, Ted Falkner. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you for having us.
So let's go kind of right into it. Fall ball is kind of behind us. Cup, let's start it out. Can you talk about what stood out from a long, lengthy fall season for y'all?
Well, first of all, I feel like we came together as a team and gelled, and had a lot of good reps and a lot of nice practices, and that led us to ending with a pretty good fall. So.
Ted, I know that with it being your first fall, what kind of things did you want to implement at the beginning?
Yeah, just kind of setting the tone on the mentality with the guys, and we have a lot of talent here. It's just getting them to play together, like Cup was talking about, getting them to gel a little bit and to kind of learn our style, myself and the coaching staff style, and kind of our expectations. So I thought the guys did really well. You know, there's always going to be bumps and bruises with the new kind of regime, but once we got things going, I think it's all going in the right direction for sure.
So, Cup, let's talk about it, the fall a little bit more. A good mix, a lot of returners. I think most of the seniors kind of return, being yourself, but also a lot of new, fresh faces. How has that kind of blended, as well as the season being cut short? We can talk a little bit more about that. But what's the blended feeling between returners and?
It's more leadership, and I feel like a lot of guys are like prepared, like mentally and physically, to go to war. So. Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Coach?
Yeah, I think that's it's great because it creates competition. But again, the guys have all really brought a family-like atmosphere. You know, we're going to have our little groups, but I think overall they've really come together and put their focus on what our goals are. And I'm excited to see what this spring has to offer. So they put the work in this fall, again, we're rolling in the right direction. So we're looking forward to see what happens next.
And I know Coach was talking about there was a lot of inter-squads going on in the spring. I know there were some players missing from here from time to time. What kind of things stood out in those inter-squads? May be different from last year or just a different mindset. What stood out to you in those game-like situations?
It was always the next man up. I feel like everybody was well prepared to step up and play their role.
Do you think that's just a mindset itself, or is it just you got to coach up these newcomers, or maybe the second man up?
I feel like the coaching staff prepared us pretty well for situations like that.
Yeah, we try to create as many game-like situations as possible for them. Like I said many, many times, there's over 12 million plays in baseball, so it's hard to really create all those situations. But what's unique is, you know, getting the guys to be the right fits in the right spots, and I love the competitive practices we're having. You're only as good as the depth on your team. So as guys are continuing to compete, you know, Cup said it again about the next man up. If something were to happen where eligibility, injury, or whatever, we feel confident that we're building the next guy to take over that role, or without skipping a beat.
And like I said, I don't want to relish too much on it, but it is a big part of this year and last year. But Cup, from your perspective, I know it's going to be hard from Coach's experience, but COVID cutting the season short. I remember y'all were in here when y'all got the message. What was the mentality then, but as well, just like, all right, that's behind us. We can't control it, especially in the spring itself.
That was a pretty tough day, but I feel like everybody knew that we had to move forward. And over the break and over the time we were off, everybody was grinding, so I feel like we're well prepared.
So what were some of the ways that y'all were able to stay prepared? May that have been mentally, physically? You couldn't go out. Everyone's isolated at home. May that be from what you were doing specifically or others?
We were pretty much showing the guys that we were working every day, showing the workouts, us hitting. We had a lot of Zoom meetings. We were just constantly in contact with everybody, so that's how we stayed together.
Let's kind of go to the fall. There was that break in between. A lot of players missing, may have been sickness or injuries or whatever it may have been. How do you keep their mentality up? I know you said it's the next man up, but at the same time, when that player returns, you want them to just step right back up.
I feel like just talking to them on a daily basis, even when they're not there, and when they are there, just steady feeding them. Like, we got to come together as a team and just being leaders, like, all around.
And then, Coach, kind of from your perspective, where again it's that next man up, but it's the same thing. You got to keep those guys into the game. May they be out for 2 weeks, 10 days, months. How do you keep their mindset as well as their physical well-being on point?
Communication is extremely important with all that. Whether it was the Zoom meetings, over our whole Christmas break, we had twice a week we were doing the mental game of baseball. We were talking about it, discussing it, going over it. Also holding them accountable on the physical side. We sent them home with workouts, and we have expectations that they come back. The first week or two, we see who did them and who didn't do them. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And the guys that are putting the work in, they're going to ultimately benefit with opportunities compared to the guys that haven't. So I think that constant communication, staying organized, keeping them engaged is something that's important during these random times. We've talked about it before, and some of the guys have even talked about it. Our season could all of a sudden like that. We could have a week off. We could have somebody has COVID on the team, whatever. So to respond to it is just to keep communicating, keep everybody involved and engaged, and just move forward.
So I'll start with you, Coach, and I'll redirect it to you. But newcomers, the returners, these games, these practices, who stood out to you from both sides? May that have been pitching staff or an individual person or defensively?
Well, with the returners, I'm really happy the way that they responded to the new mentality, I guess you could say, the new coaching style. They've done a great job with it. Their leadership skills have really come out, and that's why this guy's here doing this interview today. I'm looking forward to seeing him play this year in his last season. But I think that again, it's creating that family-like atmosphere. It's creating an idea that they just want to play together, play for each other, and we want a dog pile at the end of the season. And it's something we talk about a lot, and it's something that we visualize and we work on it because it's important. But to get to that point, there's a lot of bricks that have to be placed, and we're placing those currently, and just trying to get the right mix. This past weekend we inter-squatted, and we had first day I split them in half. The second day I went with a lineup I thought would be playing the first day, and I think that we're continuing to put guys in different opportunities and see how they take advantage of them.
Cup, your thoughts?
I feel like our offense looks pretty good and our pitchers look excellent. They were spotting up over the weekend, and I'm pretty excited to see it all get together as one, start playing.
So one thing that Ted and Taylor and Zach have all kind of been talking about is pitching. Looking at like the 2021 season and then looking back at 2020 and 2019, pitching may not have been where everyone kind of wanted it to be, but now it's kind of a highlight. How has that helped you prepare with these inter-squad games? Seeing these different pitchers, may it be a lot more movement, may it be more speed, working different down in a way. How does that help you and your teammates prepare for the 21 season?
It just gives us a lot of confidence going in the gate. I always notice them, they're spotting up well, so I noticed that, and I know it's going to give us a great run.
Yeah, and I think for these guys too, it's it gives them to prepare them for the season. You know what I mean? I mean, we're throwing live to them as much as possible, so the pitchers get the opportunity to throw to batters, have batters in the box, and also hitters can get their timing right, work on different counts, just as many situations, opportunities, because it's 11 or 12 days is our first game, so we're trying to have them have as many reps as possible. And
then you prefaced it a little bit. We'll start with you. Is there the 2021 slate? Y'all start on the road a little bit to start the year, but then you come back. Talk about the mindset of scheduling those games, and then if there's a slate of games as well as previewing conference that you're excited about.
This year's schedule, it's on the website, and it's currently what it's going to be. But with COVID and everything else, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of changes. Not in a bad way. I just think there's going to be a lot of changes from whether it's certain schools and their states shut down and they're not allowed to come down and play us. Or we're just going to be some moving if a team is shut down because of one of their players' contract or contacts it or gets it. So the biggest thing is the flexibility of it. I'm excited about our schedule. We do open up on the road, but it's actually a neutral site. We're playing a team in Tennessee. We're kind of meeting halfway, and that's because of COVID, right? They financially we just both decided this is a good opportunity for us to do this and to get our games in. So, with that being said, again, our conference is top of the line in the NAIA. So every weekend conference series is huge, and it's playing against great opponents. So I'm looking forward to playing those guys. I know most of the guys in the conference, the coaches, but to me, I'm just excited for game one and see these guys play together. We keep talking about all the reps and opportunities and stuff. Now I want to see it all kind of mesh together.
And Cup, same question for you.
Yeah, I feel like we adjust well. So if anything was to happen during the season, we're a pretty good team, and then we adjust. So I feel like that.
Is there a specific game or opponent that you're kind of looking for? Maybe that one you're highlighting this year?
Everybody in the conference. I'm looking forward to playing everybody.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Well, conference tournament, I know that's kind of the end goal, getting in there, winning, getting in the NAIA polls. For you specifically, Cup, do you have goals that you're trying to work on? And then what are the team goals for the 2021 year?
My goals personally just staying consistent, the usual. And team goals just to dog pile, we want to win. So.
Yeah, I mean that's been the mentality is it takes little things to create big things, and we want to dominate all the little things for our team. And it's one game at a time, it's one inning at a time, one pitch at a time, and the mindset that we're creating with these guys is it's good to hear him say that, because that's what we're pushing and striving for, is to not settle but to dogpile. And it sounds funny, and I don't know how far away we are. Maybe it's this year, maybe, you know what I mean? But what's exciting is we get that opportunity to do it. So we're looking forward to that.
And we're looking forward to it as well. It's going to be a 48-game season, a good mix of home and away games, and hopefully we'll see y'all in the postseason. But the season opens up on January 30th like Coach mentioned, in Columbia. They'll return home. They'll play Columbia International at home. I want to say it was February 7th. You can check the schedule at home at uscbathletics.com. We're excited for an exciting year for both baseball and softball. Stay tuned for all this exciting stuff. And again, guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.